So, brief little intro for everybody, just to kind of let you know what's happening. You'll notice that some of these videos are a little late in their timing. We had some tech issues, which meant we actually couldn't edit the footage until later in the week. You're still getting your videos, but they're just a little delayed. So apologies on that. I was snowed in with a different camera, and things like that happen. You'll see what I mean later. Anyway, on with the show. Welcome to Toffee Blue View, your source for all things Everton. Gerry here with Terry and Max, and you may notice. Well, if you're via podcast, you won't notice. Maybe you'll hear a difference. But yeah, I'm not in the typical recording spot here in North Carolina. 11 inches of snow, just all of a sudden came out of nowhere. It's been pretty crazy. So recording here at the house. Making do, trying to make sure we can get you all your Everton stuff. So yeah, let's dig in to our Watford match reaction. A tale of two halves. First half, I thought we came out looking like the much stronger team, and it wasn't even close. We were pressing really hard. They were not pressing. I noticed they were kind of holding back a bit. And then second half, it's almost like they decided they wanted to put us on our heels. They were like, you know what? No more hunkering back. Forget that. Let's go out and attack them because we need a goal. So they came out pressing, and we were literally on our heels. Terry, let's start with you. Why do you think it took so long for us to react to their pressing in the second half? I mean, it seemed like we didn't wake up until we made some subs.
I think a little bit of mental and physical tiredness is creeping into the team now. I mean, I don't want to say, oh, they're tired, so it's okay. It's just one of those things. But you can see the players are starting to flag a little bit now. And that 5 to 6 minute period where we conceded the 2 goals, you could just see they were all at sea. They needed to be pulled out of it. And I don't even think it was the substitutions that did it. I just think it was. They just played their way through it because the substitutions came on. They didn't really affect the game like they had in previous weeks. And I think now we're starting to see, we've got this really good 11, 12 to 13 at most players. But outside of that, I don't think the manager trusts a lot of them. So it's a massive wasted opportunity, that game, and along with the Newcastle one. The Newcastle one I thought was very frustrating because we had so much more of the game. We were a much better team. We just couldn't find that breakthrough. This game, we were like two different teams in the 2 different halves. We were at it in the first half. We were playing our football. We looked, even though they were giving us a game. I don't want to minimise them. They had come to play to make it difficult for us. But in the second half, we just allowed them to bully us. We were getting. The referee was awful for both sides. He got so much wrong, but they were just fouling us left, right and centre. They were going to ground very easily. And I just don't think we could cope with that type of match. I don't think we had it in us to weather a storm that they were in the second half. And we only got the goal last minute for a silly, foul by one of their players. Because I think if they don't give away that free kick, they win that match. I don't think we'd have scored from open play. So I think now the concentration of a small group of players is sort of settling into those players' legs and into their minds.
Yeah, thinking about that, the only sub that really seemed to make an impact was Lookman, in terms of actually putting pressure on the opposition. Immediately, as soon as he got in, it looked like there was this period where there was nothing was working. And they were the ones. It's almost like, we had a little spark, and then they went back to pressuring. And it really wasn't until the last, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe 10, where it's almost like, because I felt like we had a loss coming. They were time wasting, as they are fully entitled to do. And they were pressuring, and we couldn't get anything going anywhere close to the box. It was really frustrating. And when we finally did, we were crossing into the box the way we've been doing every single time, just fruitlessly, just crossing, not really yielding anything. it's starting to get a little frustrating when we need a goal to attack the same way every time. They were physical, but mainly physical with Richarlison. That's the main thing. Max, do you feel like the fact that he tends to go down easily is starting to have a negative effect on the referees, and that they're, even when he actually does get fouled, they're kind of like, nah, get up regardless, because I think 1 out of every 5 times he fell down, he was fouled.
That's always inferred about every player who's subject to a lot of fouls, though, isn't it, Gerry? I think, Eden Hazard, Wilfried Zaha, throughout football history, you'll always have players who are hacked off and complain about it, and then obviously the referee, whatever their judgment may be. But I don't think that was it. I don't think that's something that we should highlight as our reason for us being so lackluster. I thought that Lucas...
definitely not. I mentioned it because I think it was a targeted thing. It seemed very clear we're going to be physical with Richarlison today.
Of course,
you know what I mean?
Of course it would have been, because I think this fixture kind of had this weird fake fairy tale kind of, and all these narratives coming left, right and centre. It's like almost, some sort of fake derby, like the way people are referring to it. Oh, the Marco Silva derby, the Dead Cars derby. It was a good game of football. The two really good teams, I thought, technically and physically. I thought we were on a bit of an upward trajectory, but following that Merseyside derby loss, I think we're not panicking, but I think we've just lost our way a little bit. In both technical and physical aspects, 2 good teams. It was, drama as it was in the fixture last season. Disappointed to have missed the penalty. Shouldn't have happened. We should be putting that away. Me personally, I know you referred to it as a game of 2 halves, but I thought we looked slack following our goal. Really, I just think obviously Richarlison started getting that goal against the former club, and it looked like Watford kind of drew some motivation from that. Obviously, as you said, they come out with a lot more in our face and tried to cause us problems. The substitutions were really, really weird. I know I'd probably complain if they were too defensive, but going gung-ho causes us to lose our shape. And if we're just going to take the same approach with launching balls into the box and, trying to pump the ball into the position of maximum opportunity, that's not going to work. And we should realise by now it isn't going to work. Like, the players that get the ball to feet, such as Lookman's always a sensible substitution, I think, because he can create something out of nothing.
Yeah.
I think the more that you bring in the likes of Calvert-Lewin and Tosin on, and they don't deliver, you think, we're going to have to start looking elsewhere for these impact substitutions, because bringing 2 other forwards on, it causes us to lose our shape. And as I said, Luca Dini deserves full credit for getting us out of jail there.
Yeah, and he played well before that as well. It's not one of those things where he had a crap game and all of a sudden he just completely nails that. I would have bet money on Sigurdsson actually taking it too. That's the crazy thing. And what was funny, do you notice Richarlison acting like he wanted to take it? Do you see him lining up like he actually wanted it? And it's almost like if Silva and Dean gave at all, he would have been the one shooting it. And I'm just like, thank God. Thank God. Thank God it came to our senses. That was crazy. I noticed something during this one that people are, how we talked about how Liverpool, one of their pressing triggers was Ghana getting the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. This time it seems like people are wanting to crowd Gomez. And it's almost like they're wanting to crowd Gomez to make sure that he can't create anything. And it's almost like they're letting Ghana on the ball. It's almost like a reverse tactic to the other one. It's interesting. And both of those revolve around Ghana not really being able to create much of an attack for us.
I'm glad you mentioned this, actually. I was going to bring this up about they did a really thorough bit of homework on us, because not only did they harass Andre Gomez on the ball the same way we did to Jorginho when we went away to Chelsea, and obviously, as you've touched on, they let Ghana have the ball because he can't pass, so he can't damage it. They did it with a few different players. I mean, they clearly had identified Gerry as potential free kick source, and to be fair, he should have went. There was a lot of times where he could have been booked that second time, and he wasn't. And so physical with Richarlison, all over Andre Gomez when he got the ball, running, not trying to have a physical battle with Mina, because that's what he wants. Have it run at him and try and get him to try and put him in a position where he's uncomfortable. They've done a really thorough bit of research on us, and they nearly got a win out of it. We were quite lucky to get something.
Did you feel that was a penalty, the one on Mina with Success?
Yeah.
Or did you feel like that should have been a card at least?
It was the one where Mina.
Second half. Yeah.
I did. I mean, I can't remember whether it was in the box or not. It's definitely a foul, and it's
right on the border. Yeah, it was close.
That for me is a foul on a card. If that was the other way around, I'd be flipping tables and throwing babies in the air. And I'm not weeping too much for Watford because they're trying to drum up this phony sort of grudge with us, and they're so far beneath us we don't care. Like historically, who the hell are they? And second of all, we've had a lot of refereeing decisions go against us this season, like the Arsenal goal that was offside, the penalty at Old Trafford that wasn't a penalty.
Martial's dive. Yeah, it was.
We've had loads of that. So when we get away with it, it's like it's not okay, but it's not like we're getting it all the time. We're still in major credit for refereeing decisions this season. We're still due a few more.
You notice the teams that were pushing at the certain moments were the ones that got a lot of good fortune. I would say the only good fortune that they had, that we had when we weren't pushing hard, was when Mina, took down Success. And that was the only one though. And I got to be honest on that one. I saw it 5 times, and all the times I thought Mina got the ball first, reached around him, got the ball first, and then got the man. But then everyone said it was a foul, and then I start doubting my own brain. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, maybe I'm the problem. That's just me trying to be rational, I guess. And if Terry disagrees, well, then I'm probably wrong. But it's just such this particular, we had some good fortune and they had some good fortune. It just kind of happens like that.
The own goal for a start. How lucky do you want to be that we put a goal in the net for them? We may have got away with a couple of them, but we gifted them a goal, and missed the penalty. So they've had a look themselves. So can't really complain.
Yeah, and the offside goal. I mean, he was definitely offside. He definitely, Walcott definitely touched the ball.
Yeah, but you play to the whistle. You play to the whistle.
You definitely do.
I mean, that's something I was continuously told throughout my youth, and when you see it in the professional environment, you just think play to the whistle. You can't just stop all of a sudden.
Yeah, it was a great finish by Richarlison too. Yeah, it was. But can we talk about Coleman for a minute?
Yeah.
Max, I guess I'll leave with you on this.
Go on.
I don't really think the own goal is something to focus on here. I think that could happen to a lot of people. I guess it's the second goal that I don't think was entirely on Coleman. I think Walcott and Gay had a. Keane was in front of him. Okay, was in front of Coleman, but Walcott and Gay let Decore just kind of run in between them and didn't track back, and then Coleman
didn't check
who is
shoulder.
Shorter, didn't check his shoulder, didn't try to body him off, wasn't really aware that he was there.
It's just a variety of things going wrong, isn't it? Really, it's weird because there seems to be a trend of our. I mean, I know the way players like to take the social media after games and that, but people are constantly referring to it as 5 crazy minutes. Well, 1 second's all it takes to lose a game. You can't just say, 5 crazy minutes. No, well, you need to be accountable for that. Watford probably were the better team overall with Coleman. I don't think he was having that bad of a game, really. I mean, I know the own goal is really unfortunate, but I thought he was bombing on a lot more like his old self, and looks like he's forged a bit more of a relationship with Walcott, who I also thought had a half-decent game.
Yeah, Walcott is having some issue with in product lately.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see some of these runs that Coleman's making down the side actually start resulting in some assists. Actually start getting some more results the way they used to. I think it's not the worst game I've seen Coleman play at all. I do think we need to be buying a new right back, at the very least, to compete with him. There are games where I feel like Coleman is good enough and he's doing fine, but there are others where I'm sitting here thinking it'd be great to rest him. You realize we almost had to put in Baines yesterday because Coleman got a little bit injured, and the idea of, we're back to last year, having a left-footed player potentially have to play right back.
Not that bad. It's not that bad, Gerry.
Well, we're not bringing in Kuko. That's why it's not that bad. But it's still having possibly that same situation where right back bombing forward, stopping, and then having to use his other foot to cross.
Mm.
I think if Coleman got injured, we wouldn't be that bad. We've still got Kenny, who's his natural deputy. Holgate can play there. Even Zuma played there for Chelsea and was okay. It's not as good as having a natural right back, obviously, but
maybe were they on the bench yesterday? I guess what
I was wondering. I saw Baines warming up when it looked like Coleman
was
off, but I would have put Zuma because he's played right back before.
That is an interesting point. He wouldn't be too good going forward if you needed a goal, though. Yeah, weird. It's something that we're just gonna have a separate segment at some point about which positions we feel like we need to be purchasing in January and which ones can wait until summer. Right back is one of those that it's borderline. You know,
it's getting there, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. I would agree, Max. I do think some of the Coleman hate is reactionary, and it's overblown because of the fact of the own goal. However, I do think he's not good enough when it comes to every game performance, consistency, and that's something we need to be able to have somebody to slot in, who can not have us drop off. All right. I feel like we've covered pretty much everything that I wanted to. I was happy to get the point at the end. I was smiling at the end. You know what I mean? It reminded me of here in North Carolina the other night. I'm sitting there in bed and I hear a loud noise, and the next morning I look outside. My wife's like, "Did you see our carport?" And we had a foot of snow on top of the carport, and the carport collapsed. Right? Awful thing to happen. But guess what? I had moved her car near the road, and so 99.9% of the time that car is underneath there, but it didn't get crushed. Okay? So yes, we lost the carport, but the car's okay. So it's relief. So I'm not as angry as I would have been. You know what I mean? Metaphor. That's all I got for you. I'm trying to spin a positive here. It's so tough.
I know, it's difficult.
Because we were not great. We were not great.
Especially with Manchester City and Tottenham coming up. You like the fact that we've only got 2 points from that Liverpool game, the Newcastle game, and that Watford game. It's disappointing because you really thought that we would have got something out of them games. But
7 points. And it could have very easily been 7 points, but it's a long season. People get to
it really is.
They knee-jerk a little bit too much. I mean, we've played the majority of the best teams away from home now. So I can't remember who it was, but I looked at our fixtures for January today. We could win all 4 games in January, and then all of a sudden everything's looking rosy again. But it is disappointing. I don't want to minimise that. It's just... It's a massive wasted opportunity to make some grounds on the top 6, but I think it might be a step too far this early anyway.
Yeah.
But if you've only got if you're relying on 11 to 13 players, you're not going to make the top 6 anyway.
Yeah, I'm not doom and gloom right now. I'm nowhere close to it. I still say last year we lose that game. I think last year we would have lost that Newcastle game as well. I think the idea that we're managing to get points out of these games is better than a loss. It is. I'm just not going to sit there and act like a draw is good enough in these circumstances. It's not. We should be doing better. We should be, anyway. But I do think we'll continue to grow. We'll be okay. It's nice to be on the other end of a late winner, or a late goal. You know what I mean? It's nice to be on the other end for a change. So, okay. Yeah. Conflicted. Really conflicted after this one. I'll tell you what, though. If we play the way we did yesterday, coming up against City...
Not going to be pretty.
Forget it.
No. And I don't think we'll play like that. I don't. But we'll see. All right, so I guess that's it for our Watford match reaction, everybody. Like I said before, it's a big meh. So if you're digging the videos, please subscribe to the Toffee Blues YouTube channel. We're getting really close to 1,400 subs, and that's phenomenal considering when we started last year. It's amazing. So thank you, sincerely, thank you. If you would like to see Terry, check out the Liverpool Echo fan Gerry. He'll be showing up on there with some of his written analysis. Equally as eloquent as he is in person. Max, he shows up on podcasts and videos and the like all over the place. Check his Twitter and he'll tell you when. All right. He also writes the Everton words. So check out the Toffee Blues website where he a lot of times we'll do match reports. Is that what it is?
Yeah, match reports, 5 things, whatever I'm asked.
5 things. That's right. And and if you keep your eye on the Premier League Fan Zone, if you're in America, NBC Sports Gold. Me and my son Bennett will be showing up there as the Everton supporter, as giving a Watford reaction. And it's, I have a 6-year-old beside me, and he was excited. So I'll just say that. So I guess that's it. We're going to move on to our penalties discussion. Who's going to take those things? All right. I guess that's it for now. We'll see you in a minute. Bye.